So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are doing extremely well, and this is your very own mask coder this side. In this video we are going to discuss the question account merge, which is a really beautiful question right now. I would say after so many days I've got a GFG POTD that is actually I have to brainstorm the idea of solving it, right? Okay, so what does the problem say? The problem says that you have been given an accounts array, that is a vector of string. It contains strings, 2D strings, right? Okay, so what does a vector inside it contain? So it contains a name and corresponding emails, that is email 1, email 2, email 3, right? This is for name 1, right? Similarly for name 2, it will have its corresponding emails, right? For name 3, it will have its corresponding email, right? Okay, so this is my whole account, right? Now the problem says that if suppose this is email 1 and here it is email, let's say email x. If this email 1 is equals to this email x, then this name 1 and name 2 are actually corresponding to the same person, right? And they will have the same name only, right? They will have the same name, but you cannot use the name to be to be the differentiating factor, right? So as you can see, in this case John has mails John Smith, John New York, right? This John has mails John Smith, John 00. Now this John Smith and this John Smith are actually same. That means these two entries, that is these two Johns, are exactly same. But you can see there is a John here also, but he doesn't contain any mails than the which are contained in Johnny at the rate mail or anything, right? So this John is actually different. That is, it is of one type, it is of one type, it is of another type, and Mary is all along another type, right? Now what do we have to do? You have to combine all the mails, that is these two mails actually come to John, and these two mails also come to same John. So what I have to do is I have to take the union of these four mails, that is it will be John Smith, John New York, John 00, and give them the answer as John, correspond them to John. Similarly Mary will get this mail and John will get this mail. As you can see, John gets all the three mails, Mary gets its one mail, and John gets its last mail, right? This is all you have to do. This is all you have to do. So the approach I was using is, which is also correct, but it is actually giving me TLE. So the brute force approach here is to use the concept of connected components. Right? What will I do is, so suppose I have name 1 corresponding to email 1, email 2, email 3, right? Another entry has name 2 corresponding to email 1, email 4, email 5, right? I need to find, and suppose n3 is corresponding to email 6, right? So because of email 1, n1 and n2 are actually same. Because of email 1, n1 and n2 are actually same, you are able to derive that, right? Now my approach says, if I make a graph such that e1 is connected to e2 through an undirected edge. Similarly, E1 is also connected with E3. E2 is also connected with E3. That is, I form the pair among themselves. Right? Now, E1, E4, E5. E1, E4, E5. E1 is also connected to E4. E4 connected to E5. And E1 connected to E5. Right? Something like this. So, I actually made a graph. Something look like this. Now, what I will say is, I will say that for each unvisited email, the graph would be something like e6 will be lying alone, it will not have any edge, right? For each unvisited email, run a traversal. So my approach says, whenever I will run a traversal, suppose e1 is the first email which is unvisited, if I run the e1 email traversal, I will get the values e1, e2, e3, e4, e5 in its traversal, and I will correspond that to the parent of e1, that is n1, right? N1 will get e1, e2, e3, e4, e5. Now the problem says that you have to actually sort them up. You have to sort these values. So I can just run a sort dot begin to sort dot end, right? And that will sort my values, and I am done. So, and next thing, e6 will be unvisited node. So e6 will be visited, and I will get an array of n3 e6, which I can push it into my answer and then just sort it, right? My approach was this. So, but whenever we are dealing with the questions of graph, we actually get the integer nodes. But in this case, we are getting the string nodes. So it is actually going to be somewhat different, not difficult, but different. What I will do is I will create three maps. In the case of integer, I was able to use visited integer array to mark the index as visited or not visited, right? But in the case of string, I will have to use a map to mark it as visited or visited. So I will make a visited array which will be pairing my string with a bool value, let's say, right? It is visited or not, right? This will be my another map. Second map is for connections, because in the case of adjacency list, in the case of integers, I was storing something like vector of int adj, right? I was storing something like this, right? So instead of this, I will be storing a map. I will be using another map of the type string with vector of string with vector of string. This will give me my graph. All the this is also another map, this is also another map, right? And correspondingly, for e1 I wanted n1 to be placed first, right? So I will use a parent map also. So I will use a parent map which will be carrying string with string. Obviously this string is for email and this string is for name, right? This string is for name. That is my approach, and I'm going to show you the code, right? I'm going to show you the code. Please don't get too excited because that is giving a TLE, and I've devised the optimized approach for you, right? I have devised optimized approach for you. So let us look at the problem. Let us look at the code first, which I have written it, which is giving a TLE, and then we will come back. Okay, so here is the code I have written it out. So I made instead of a bool, I have used an integer for 0, 1, etc. Right? I made a visited map. Similarly, I made a string of vector string graph. I made a parent. Right? I took the size of the accounts given to me. After that, I run a loop, and now j equals to 1. Why 1? Because the first entry in each vector is my name. That is my parent name. What will I do? I will mark it as 0 in the visited array, and then I will insert the node as like parent is made as the first entry corresponding to the ith or jth, right? Now to mark the to make the connections, what I will do is I will use a nested loop of k equals to 1, which will run for the same size for j, and if j is not equals to k, I will make a edge graph of ij dot pushback graph of ik and accounts of ik dot pushback ij. This will create my graph. After that, I will create an answer array which will store my answers, and then if my visited array is not visited, if my visited string, if my email is not visited as mentioned in the visited array, then I will run a bfs, and after that I will just sort it and I will return the answer. What is happening in bfs? Let us see. So in bfs normal string, I will create a vector of string to push into the answer. I will push the parent first. After pushing the parent, I will just make a queue, and because it is of string, the nodes are type of string, so I am storing string here. Q dot push start, visited of start equals to 1 because start has already been pushed. Now while my queue is not empty, I will pop out the first element from the queue, and then I will push it into the answer, actually that traversal array, and after that I will just do the traversal. That is, if its visited is not, if its corresponding connection is not visited, and then push it into the queue. After that, I will just push my the created array into my answer, which has to be returned, and I will just mark the ending of the function. Right? Let us try to compile and run it. I will show you that this is running fine, but this is giving me a TLE. So you can see it is running fine, but it is giving me a TLE. Let us have a look at it. So it is running, and you can see it is giving me a TLE of 494. So what can I do? I can optimize it. So let us understand the disjoint set. This is my optimized approach. What I will do is I will create a map. First map for owner. What will owner store? The name corresponding to email. That will owner will store E1 is maintained by N1, E2 is maintained by N1, E3 is maintained by N1, and then E1 is again maintained by N2, E2 is maintained by N2, E3 is maintained by N2, right? Something sort of this, and I will just continue it, right? No problem in that, right? Owner will contain the parent, owner will contain the name of the account holder, name, right? Moving on, I will make a map of parent, right? Now initially I will traverse each email, I will traverse each email, and the parent of each email will be itself, that is E1 will get E1, E2 will get E2, E3 will get E3, and E4 will get E4, so on and so forth. I think up till E7 are there, so E7 will get E7. Now I will traverse again. In the third step, I will traverse again. Now in the third step, what I will do is this node, this node, this node, this node, this node, and this node. That is the first email in each vector is the parent for the remaining one. That is E2's parent will be E1, E3's parent will be E1, E2's parent will be E1, E3's parent will be E1, E1's parent will be E2. E1's parent will be the parent of E2. Now E1's parent will be the parent of E2. E1's parent will be the parent of E2. E2's parent is already E1, so E1 parent will remain E1. Now E3's parent will be parent of E2. E3's parent will be parent of E2, which is E1, and E1's parent is E1 itself, so E1. Okay. E4's parent will be E4, that is same. E4's parent will be E5's parent. E4's parent will be the parent of E5. Sorry, will be the parent of E5 also. So E5 is the parent of itself, and now E4's parent will be parent of E5. That is E4's parent will also become E5. E4's parent will also become E5, and E7 parent will remain E7 only, right? So in the third step, I will just change. You must have seen what I have changed here, right? Now what I will do, for same parents, I will just merge operations. For same parents, merge. For same parents, merge. Now how to merge is, that is disjoint sets rule. Disjoint sets rule. Also, when we were doing that, I will find the parents. What I'm doing is I'm using recursion to find parents. How? How? I'm using recursion to find parents using if email's parent, if email's parent is equals to email itself, return that email. Otherwise, call for parent of recursion. Suppose if this is E, return it. If this is P, if this is the parent, then find the parent of this. Find the parent of this up until my base case, that is it RHS not equals to RHS, right? This will give me the exact parent. This will give me the exact parent, right? I guess that approach is clear to you. The only trick here, the only hard part of this question was to come up with the conclusion of disjoint set, and that you can only come up with the conclusion of disjoint set if you have already studied disjoint set, right? Believe me, right? Okay. So let us now write the code, and then we will understand. I will try to write a commented code as well. Okay. So before starting with the code, I would like to request you to please subscribe to my channel because it brings me a lot of motivation, right? So let us start the code. So first discussed, we will make a map of owners. So string to string, and that will contain my owner, right? Now I will make a map of string to string for parent, and now I will make a map of string, this will be string here, to set of string. Why set of string? Because I have to delete the duplicate mails in my union operation. Why union? I will make it as unions. Why unions? Because I will have to merge them, right? I will have to merge them. Now I will be looping through all the counts to initialize the map. Now what will I do? I will say for int I equals to 0, I less than accounts dot size I plus plus. Inside it, I will use a nested loop, that is for int j going from 1. Why 1? Because the first element of each element, that is j is equal to 0 element, is actually the name of the account holder up until accounts I dot size I plus plus. What will I do? First, I will make the parent of accounts holder, parent of accounts ij as itself is equals to accounts of ij, and owner will be the first element of the array. Owner will be the first element. Accounts I j equals to accounts of I 0, right? This will give me the initial construction of owner and parent. Now I will be changing the parents of the uh, email addresses other than one, other than the first email address of each vector. So what I will do is I will again traverse. So for int I equals to 0, I less than accounts dot size I plus plus. What will I do? I will say first string p equals to find accounts I 1 parents, right? Find accounts 1 parents. It will be parent, sorry, right? What will this give me? This will be the parent of the first. As you can remember, in changing the E3's parent to the E2's parent, we were first finding the parent of E2 so that we can change it correctly. Now I will traverse from j equals to 2 because I don't have to change for j equals to 1. Accounts of I dot size j plus plus. What will I do? I will make the parent as parents of accounts I j equals to accounts I. Okay, what will I do? I will make the parents of, that is I will update the parents of, first I will find the parent of this account, accounts of I j comma parents, and I will change them to p, change them to p. After this I will be merging the operations, so I will be moving towards the code of merging. So now for int I equals to 0, I less than accounts dot size, what will I do? I will just try to merge operations, and then I will go for the first to last mail, j less than accounts of I dot size, it will be dot here, j plus plus. Now what will I do? I will store it in the unions. The unions of find accounts of ij with parents, and I will insert that element. So insert accounts of ij, right? Semicolon. Now moving forward, I will make a vector of vector string to answer vector of vector string. It will be parents here. Sorry for the typing mistake. Parent here, right? I think I have mentioned parent. Oh, here it is also parent. Here it is also parent. It would give me an error afterwards, right? Otherwise, so I will make an answer. Now I will be using for pair of string with set of string, right? Because it is mapping p with owners, right? String with owners, union in the union. Sorry, in the unions. What will store? I will be using vector of string, let us say res, and I will say p dot second dot begin, p dot second dot end, right? And now I will insert result dot insert emails dot begin, sorry, result dot begin, which will give me all the values, and then I will insert owner of the value, owner of the parent, that is the name of the account holder, and I will push my result. I will push my result into my answer. I will push result dot push back. Oh, I will push the result into my answer. So answer dot push back, answer dot push back result, right? And now I will simply return, after this for loop I will simply return my answer. Hope it will work. Let us try to compile and run it. Hope I have not committed any mistake, guys. It should. Oh, there has been some mistake. There has been some mistake. What is the mistake? Alright, so I found the mistake. I have not implemented the find function. Sorry for that. I just go for the driver function. So find function is actually returning me the string which is giving me the parent. I am taking a string s for which I have to find the parent, and I have taking the mapping of the parents. So map of string to string, and let us take it by reference only. I don't have to make any changes to it, but still I will be returning, sorry, if my p of s is equals to s, that is my male is equals to male, I will return that male, I will return s only, I will return s. Otherwise, return find for p of s with parents, right? Now let us try to compile and run it. Hope it will run fine. Hope it should not give any error. There has been an error. What is the error now? Oh, the error is here. Pair of strat of string. I guess it is something like this. Let us try to compile and run it now. Again an error. Vector of string it is. Vector of string. Sorry for so many typing mistakes. It should run now, I guess. Now it is running fine. Let us try to submit it as well. Hope it will run fine. So as you can see, the solution has been compiled easily. And thank you for watching. We have completed our 152-day streak. And since just a sincere request, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button as much as possible, right? Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow with a new question. Till then, stay safe and keep coding. Okay, bye.